All right, family. Many of you are aware of the media propaganda that's been going on. Shalom. Y'all hit that thumbs up button, share the video. Now, how far back can y'all think that the media propaganda been going on against us? In the chat, how far back can you go with mentally that the media propaganda been going on against us? I know it's a few second delay. Shalom, shalom. How far back y'all realize it's been going? The media propaganda. Just guess. Okay, that's why we here. We got to, just try to make you engage your mind. Now, the doggone right, way back. That's way back. Now, they've turned the Bible into media propaganda. They turned the Bible into media propaganda. Think about it. So this stuff is everywhere. There's got to be a balance. They done took the Most High's name out of his book. They done infused European names, faces, likeness in the Bible. Okay? But all right, let's get into it. Let me see here. Which way do I go? Now let me see, can I find this right quick? Y'all remember it was a Texas, was it McGraw-Hill? They got caught printing lies. Okay? I don't focus on the left or the right, because now one of them is right. But yeah, I think it was. But anyway, this is propaganda. You want to you want to hide the truth. Now look at it this way: you got a bunch of serious killers. Let's see here. Let's just say you got a bunch of serial killers. All right. I'm just putting some up there. There go Jeffrey Dahmer. So let's just say you got serial killers. They commit crime, but they don't want the victims calling the crime out. So they want to hide the evidence. They want to misdirect and mislead people from discovering the truth. Okay? This is the same thing. This country ain't nothing, these people are nothing but mass murderers. Name one place on this earth that they ain't been genociding folks. Name one place that these Europeans mostly have been that they've not been genociding and stealing from folks. How did they get away with it? Propaganda, media, print publication, newspaper. That's how they get away with it. If they teaching you, they are leading you away from the facts. They are navigating your mind into a path that they can control, which is why they want to erase and hide the truth. But that ain't what I'm really talking about. Let me see here. Let me see where I'm going to start at. Now, y'all are aware of this right here. I might as well just go on and get this. Y'all pretty much know about this Carmelo Anthony thing. Y'all pretty much aware of this Carmelo Anthony. Let me see here. Y'all pretty much aware of it. Right? Well, yeah. It's all over the internet. How they is he ain't got the right to defend himself. But yet, they raised over, let's just type it up here. How much money it was over $2 million. Okay. I think it was 2.9 million. 2.4 million, I guess. He can get money raised for him. A man, look, y'all, that choked out another man for a quarter of an hour. 15 minutes. He was choking this man for 15 minutes on video. What did they do? They started painting the victim as the villain and the villain as the victim. That's what they done. 15 minutes choking this man. Now, I don't really know what happened on the other end, but you got two college, children. Well, I don't know. I would say they 19, 18. They old enough to go to war. I guess you can call them young men. Y'all correct me, because I ain't really been reading this. But these white supremacists is sitting back doing what they do. It's two of them up in his face. One touched him, and then they want to dictate how much force that he should use. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I keep all options open. Keep your hands to yourself. That's all I can tell you. Anytime it's two people, more than one person, in your face, threatening you, your life is in danger. They ain't coming to shake your hand. You understand what I'm saying? But back here, this man choked another man out for 15 minutes. So, 15 minutes, y'all. Remember, I was asking y'all how long did Daniel Penny choke out Jordan Neely? 15 minutes. And then he had two other guys helping him. Suppose Jordan Neely had pulled out a knife. He got, but anyway, let me get on back. Let me get back to it. I didn't even mean to go this way, but hey. All right, now I told y'all that they use the Bible as propaganda. Ask yourself, why is the federal government paying media companies such as NBC, Fox, CNN? Why are the government paying them? Shouldn't they be making enough money off of the commercials? Super Bowl ads is off the charts. Why do they need government money? As long as the government is giving you something, they can control you. Is this understood? Is this understood? As long as the government is giving you something, they can control you. Ask yourself, why is the government funding these major media corporations? They used to do real journalism back in the day. Y'all remember Gary Webb? If y'all remember Gary Webb, put a one in the chat. If you don't, I'm finna refresh your memory. They used to do real journalism work. Looking for the truth. Put the real truth out there. This man proved that the CIA is the ones that flooded black neighborhoods with crack and other drugs. The CIA. And he mysteriously shot himself in the head multiple times. Mysteriously. This is the CIA. See, they don't do that no more. If they do, but anyway, the CIA. So, and you know, I've done videos on the feds. Where is the, yeah, multiple times. Yeah, he shot himself multiple times. Let me type in the death. Yeah, I think he shot himself in the head twice. But yeah, y'all look it up. George Bush was over the CIA during this time. George Bush. His son was talking about some weapons, shalom, of mass destruction that they never found. Oh yeah, I see this video right here. Yeah, that's all. Look. Y'all look at this. I'm not logging in. Let's see. Joe Rogan, another suspected white supremacist. But hey, a broke clock is right twice a day.
LA, and then exposed it on a hearing on CNN at like this big like town in LA. And he caught the CIA selling drugs in South Central LA and then exposed it on a hearing on CNN at like this big like town hearing. Have you ever seen this? Jamie, pull it up.
I will tell you, Director Deutsch, as a former Los Angeles police narcotics detective, that the agency has dealt drugs throughout this country for a long time. Director Deutsch, I will refer you to 3 specific agency operations known as Amadeus, Pegasus, and Watchtower. I have Watchtower documents heavily redacted by the agency. I was personally exposed to CIA operations and recruited by CIA personnel who attempted to recruit me in the late 70s to become involved in protecting agency drug operations in this country. I have been trying to get this out for 18 years, and I have the evidence.
If you have information about CIA illegal activity in drugs, you should immediately bring that information.
I did bring this information out 18 years ago, and I got shot at and forced out of LAPD because of it.
Now, that was a sheriff. That was a sheriff. He was an ex-sheriff in L.A., and they trying to kill him for exposing the cocaine import agency, otherwise known as the CIA. See, they create the problem, import the drugs in our neighborhood, start putting prisons on the stock market, start getting Hillary Clinton with the media propaganda, propagandizing us as super predators, but we ain't the ones going in these schools shooting up all the children. We ain't the ones going in these movie theaters killing all the white folk. We ain't the ones putting bombs in the mailboxes trying to kill folks. That ain't us. But we the super predators. Media propaganda. I got little patience for these heathens. I got little patience. I just pray the Most High, I got a little patience because I'm to the point. I ain't got time for games. Too old for games. But all right, let me keep going. I covered that video, y'all. It's been years ago. I might start re-uploading my old videos. Yeah, I might just start playing them because some of this stuff, But nevertheless, let me keep going. George Bush, Bill Clinton. Black folks talking about the first black president. You Negroes is crazy. Bill Clinton in Arkansas was bringing the drugs in. Yeah, I'm about to dig that video up. Yeah, I'm about to dig that video up. All right, let me. Yeah, I covered. Yeah, but anyway. All right, let me see here. All right, now let me show y'all something else. Let me tone it down a little bit. Not trying to look. You can't just get angry and do something crazy. Okay? Now, if you're angry and a heathen just happen to come at you, still use wisdom. The Bible promotes self-control. So the Most High expects us to be in control. He gives us his spirit. He expects us to have a level head, even though we might be angry. Okay? All right, now, let me get over here. Now, and look at all these old newspapers promoting lynchings. Look at this. Blowtorch. They using a blowtorch. Y'all know what a blowtorch is, don't you? Well, they got the little flamethrower looking thing. Huh? We expecting some justice and some honesty from these folks. I don't expect nothing from them to keep doing what they doing. I mean, if they good, they gonna be good. But I'm not gonna be disappointed if they wicked. Look at here. Look at all these folks right here. Look at all these folks right here. They want you to sit back and take a number and wait on them to call your number so they can lynch you, so they can kill you, so they can terrorize you. They got the whole government in on it. The feds is in on it. The CIA is in on it. Your TV, it don't matter if it's CNN or Fox News. They in on it. You got these white Karen teachers in on it. The police in on it. The white preachers in on it. The black preachers in on it. You sell out celebrities in on it. Don't get scared now. The threat been there. Don't get scared now. Just be thankful that you can see. They on your radar now. See, if your radar working, you'll see the threat as it approaches. Huh? Don't get scared now. If you're scared, just pray to the Most High, okay? Just tell him to give you the strength. Huh? All right. Look at this. Just propaganda. Let me see here. I didn't mean to go there. Hold on. Keep doing it. Hold on. Full scale. Okay. Let me move on to the next one. They taking pictures like lynching preachers. Let me see what this is. These lynching preachers. Let me see what this is. How black pastors resisted. Okay. Now what happened to the preachers? Huh? I can only imagine the government getting in touch with these preachers that's in these so-called white secret societies. You ain't got to pay no taxes. Just don't kick up no dust. What these black churches at? Speaking about these injustices, where they at? What happened to them? And when did it happen? If a preacher won't die for the sheep that he shouldn't have in his sheep. Huh? He shouldn't have any sheep. If the shepherd ain't going to protect the flock, then he shouldn't be a shepherd. He need to sit down somewhere. Where they at? Let me keep going. I'm boy. Now look at this. Now I said I told y'all I was going to try to chill y'all out a little bit. I'm just going to turn it down just a little bit, okay? I ain't turning it off. All right, now look at this. You wonder where all these racist children keep popping up? Huh? Y'all wonder how these kids, it ain't an end in sight. Hey, if anybody can see an end to racism, put it in the chat. Let me check on Rumble. If you can see an end to the racism coming, I can see a biblical end to it coming. But depending on the status quo and the people that's in charge right now? Do you see an end to the racism? Do you see an end to oppression? Do you see an end to our genocide? If you see an end to it, put it in the chat. If you don't, just say, no, I don't see it. Keep it real. If you see an end, tell me about it. Just keep it real. Hold on. I don't either. All right. And look at this. They got board games. Teaching their children. They teaching them early, ain't they? Teaching them early. See that? They got a game called Black and White. That's right. The Messiah, he gonna rain down judgment. And some of these Negroes gonna be sitting back. I wish a Negro would be feeling sorry for these devils. You gonna have to get away from me. Tell them to go over there with them. If the Messiah ain't feeling pity for our enemies, I'm not feeling nothing. All right, now. They had board games. It's Atlanta Black Star. Let's see. 6 of the most racist board games ever made. Look at here. Dark is in the melon patch. Huh? I'm gonna eat my watermelons. Doggone right. The Most High made it for me. Hey, I don't worry about what my enemies think about me because they want me dead. What I'm worried about an enemy thinking I'm woke. What I look like? What I look like worried about somebody trying to kill me thinking that my life matters. What I look like? Huh? If you worried about what these folks think about you, then you need to pray. These folks hate you anyway. Ain't nothing you can do for these folks to love you. Ain't nothing you can do. You can sit back and kiss the crack of their behind. You can lick the boots with your mouth. You can do all this stuff. You can even save their life. At the end of the day, they gonna still hate you. Remember, our women was nursing them and our people bringing them back to health. Okay? Look. There you go. I'm gonna just sit back and have me a little. I'm gonna just sit back and chill with this water. Yeah. Now, if they saw the humanity in us, how come they ain't got 5 little white boy games? Huh? They even got, look, I just realized it. They even got the gun and a target. So you can get your practice on shooting black folk. Let me see here. It's been a while. Y'all remember the black woman saw her brother being used as target practice by the police? Y'all, it's been a while. It's down now. Y'all remember that? They was using a target of black men, the police. So you just get instinctive black shoot, black shoot, black shoot, black shoot. Y'all remember that? Yeah, this is it right here. Hold on. Try to get this darn pop-up off. Let me see. Now I can close it. Let me show y'all. Look. They using, look. Target practice. Now. See, when I saw this image right here, it flashed in my head. Wait a minute. Look. They got a target where they shooting at little black children. Black shoot. Black shoot. Black shoot. Huh? All right. Let me keep going. Think I done said enough. See. Hey, especially you men folk, don't be worrying about going to no darn jail. Don't worry about going to jail. You lay these devils down if you have to. You don't let that be your first choice. If you can avoid it, But if you got to lay a devil down, doggone it, lay that devil, put that devil in the dirt. Worrying about, don't worry. They don't care about no law. All right, now they got racist gangs talking about public assistance. See, they got all these key positions in jobs. They making all these laws so they can discriminate and keep you from getting a job, control how much money you make, and then they want to make fun of you because you stuck in poverty. See? See that? But anyway, public assistance. But the statistic and the truth already showed who's getting all the welfare. Corporations getting tax breaks and government pay. That's welfare. You got these white farmers getting government money while the black ones ain't. That's welfare. You got all these so-called Europeans getting this money to go build up another neighborhood with with part of our tax dollars. That's welfare. We ain't getting that. But we on welfare. You see how the propaganda machine work? Huh? Welfare queen. You got Brett Favre down here stealing all the money, building school for predominantly white institutions. You ain't heard no charges about Brett Favre and Phil Bryant? None of them have you. You ain't heard the evidence is right there. It's enough evidence to convict. You got the text message, you got the missing money, and you got the school that was built with stolen government needed money that was supposed to go to the welfare folks. And doggone felon muskrat. You know, I saw somebody, I think it was a white person, that you can't spell Elon without felon. Felon. But anyway, I like that one. You can't spell Elon without putting felon in there. You can't spell felon without Elon. That's how it went. But nevertheless, let's keep going. All right. Ghettopoly. Ghettopoly. You see this foolishness? I didn't even know this stuff existed. We didn't have a whole lot of money to be wasting on board games and video games and stuff. When I got old enough to work for my own stuff, that's what I did. Oh, it come out in 2003. Anyway, let me keep going. I shouldn't be surprised. Look. And they act like they so dumb as I didn't know blackface was racist. Yeah, but anyway, let's go on to the next one. I never knew about it either. Y'all remember them Adidas with them shackles on them? Y'all remember them Adidas with them shackles? Them the German shoes. There you go. Hey, Adidas want us plantation ready. They want us plantation ready. Shackles on my feet won't let me dance. Huh? If you don't know what's going on, guess what? You're never gonna make it. All right, here we go. Lynching postcard. This is media. Print publication. Dehumanizing us. See, another way they dehumanize us is teach what black folks are in the Bible. They don't teach you that Ham is black in the Bible. They don't tell you that Nimrod was a black man. They don't tell you the Egyptians is black folks. They don't tell you the Israelites are black folks. They don't tell you that at least one, but all of them was black. Acts chapter 13, verse 1. Called one of the disciples nigger. Matter of fact, I got it up here. Let me just go to it. Acts 13, 1. They can teach what black. That way you can feel like the Bible is your book too. It's actually ours. Hands down. But they omit us out of our own book. So I'm bringing balance. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Let me see here. Where you at? Simeon. Where you at? Here you go. Right here. Simeon. He black. He black. I showed a Nigerian this about 2 weeks ago. I showed a Nigerian there. The light went on off in his head. But anyway, let me go to it and show it to you in the Bible. Acts 13, 1. You know, they still got a country over there, even though it's named by them. But this is what happens when you don't do what the Most High say. Your enemies get to name and rename, and they get to omit and kill and destroy because you ain't doing what you said what the Most High told you to do. Talking about us. All right. Now that this is Acts 13, 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, which is called Black, and Lucius of Cyrene and Mahanan, and which has been brought up with Herod, Tetrarch, and Saul. Now, okay, there's many places in the Bible where it's talking about us, but all of a sudden it become hyperboles, metaphors, and all kind of mental gymnastics. All right, but anyway, let's get back over here. Now don't forget they brought their kids. They brought their kids to these lynchings. They brought their children. Look, here go the children right here. They brought their kids, and you expect us to believe that y'all children wouldn't do nothing like this. Y'all children ain't capable. They expect us to believe. How many of y'all believe? After knowing the truth, look at all these young boys. I seen some with young girls that they kids won't hurt a flea. They children is innocent and pure. Some of them are, but they expect us to ignore all this stuff. They expect us to ignore all this truth. They expect us to cover our eyes up to the truth. Huh? Never mind the fact that most of your school shooters, if not all, you might have had one or two black ones, are white boys. You had I think a couple of them was white girls. Never mind all that. The ones going up in the school shooting. Never mind that. All of them white. Most of your serial killers are white men. See, just forget all that. All right, let me chill out. Oh yeah. See that photo right there triggered this. See, they're not. You don't have none. I don't see them having sermons preaching against this. Look at here. These are children. Well, not now. Where these folks at? Huh? Oh, y'all can't see that. Where these folks at now? Look at that. Where they at? These children that had children. And what you think they taught them? Huh? What you think they taught them? Just use your imagination. What do you see out here? Anyway, there you go. They don't know what black folks did. All they know they hate us. Oh, let me play this video. I did watch it earlier. Hold on. Oh, y'all can't hear that. Hold on. Let me get it together.
This historical marker tells the story of Alan Brooks. He was a black man who was lynched by a mob in 1910 right here in Dallas. But the story you probably haven't heard is how his death became known nationally. We want to warn you that the images we're about to show are graphic and may be hard to see. It's the heart of Dallas, Main and Acker streets, bustling with people and businesses. But this normalcy is clouded by another.
Generations today have to know what happened when they walk around in downtown Dallas. They have to realize it's a place of death.
Rick Halprin is SMU's Human Rights Program Director.
I've been teaching human rights courses since 1990.
Each year, telling the story of Alan Brooks.
These people supposed to be like the Messiah. Shouldn't he be teaching them human rights? Shouldn't the Messiah be teaching them justice, mercy, and truth and faith?
A black man accused of raping a white girl in 1910 and later lynched by a mob.
Dragged, literally.
Now, when I was watching this video, I realized, most of their men be doing all this raping and stuff. I realized. I said, why they hurry up and kill the black men? And then I got to thinking. I said, dog, if the one that did it is guilty, then they off the hook. The black man dead, and they done got away with the sexual assault. Think about that one. They have no evidence, no trial.
Of raping a white girl in 1910.
And the premise, this is the go-to. They destroyed all the black town, stole the money, stole everything, stole the land, raped the women. They actually were going around raping the women too. This was the excuse. White woman say something happened to her, and that was the excuse for them to just take and destroy everything of everybody. Even if you ain't had nothing to do with it, and there was no evidence. Just like they try to list this what's his name? Carmelo Anthony. What evidence? They say the other guy was an honor roll student. Hey, but the black one is an honor roll student. You gonna leave that out, huh? No criminal record. He said he had an airsoft gun. All this Second Amendment rights go out the window when it's black folks because it ain't for us. But you got pictures of the twins with guns. I ain't mad at them for having guns, but doggone it, the scales they gonna be corrected. They gonna be balanced. I don't believe it. I don't believe it either, Sister Arlene.
10 and later lynched by a mob.
Dragged, literally, to the old red court.
If it was evidence of these black men doing all this to these white women, it would be documented. Because the evidence would be there that they could prove it. And then, if they could prove it, okay, if you prove that this one person did one thing to one body, why did y'all whole town get together and storm the black folks' town and steal the land, the money, and destroy everything? If one person done something. By that logic and the centuries of genocide y'all done and continue to do, we should get together and kill every last one of y'all. By that logic. That's how y'all move. One black person, they said done something, y'all get together and destroy the whole town and kill everybody else and they had nothing to do with it. So by that logic, we should be going door to door killing every last one of you heathens. By the same logic, we can actually prove y'all doing this stuff. We can prove it.
courthouse.
Well, the Most High tell us to stand down. See, we actually try to live the Bible. See, but doggone, don't come with the foolishness because I ain't giving you no pass. I ain't got to give you no pass. But I can't just go out here shedding innocent blood. I'm not going to hell beside you. You gonna burn in hell by yourself because I'm not gonna be there with you.
In downtown Dallas, and then thrown out of the second story of that building.
Still alive, the mob dragged Brooks to Main and Ackert and hanged him from what was then Elks Arch in front of thousands.
We can all be appalled looking back on such barbarism in our city and around the country. But in those years, dare I say, it was a norm.
And what was also normal.
Y'all see
Because
that?
this is
5,000 on.
These are the Brooks
I
postcards.
just saw that. I caught
Postcards
a
of the
glimpse. I caught a glimpse. Let me see. What is it? I caught a glimpse of that sign. It had 5,000 onlookers. Where is it at? Maybe pull this plaque up. I need to pull that plaque up. Hold on. Let me try to read that plaque. The Allen Brooks lynching plaque. Let me pull that plaque up. Let me pull that. See, can I pull that plaque up? It said with 5,000 onlookers. Do y'all? How many of y'all realize every last one of those folks are guilty or in consent? You remember the Apostle Paul? He was consenting to the shedding of innocent blood. Apostle Paul, which was when he repented, he wasn't worried about no death. Let me see here. Let me see. Can I pull that plaque up? It had a paywall up there. Let me see here. All right, now. March 3rd, 1910, a 59-year-old black handyman named Allen Brooks was lynched. If he was guilty, why did he put this plaque up here? Was lynched by a white mob at this intersection. I didn't even know this. See, they don't teach. You have to go looking. I wasn't looking for this, and I found this. I ain't even heard nothing about it. That's how much dirt they done. Mr. Brooks was accused without evidence of assaulting his white employer's daughter during a pre-trial hearing for Mr. Brooks at the Dallas County Courthouse, now the old red courthouse. A mob of at least 3,000 white men gathered at the courthouse. Every last one of them is guilty. What is you standing there with them for? You're guilty. Y'all realize on Judgment Day, hey, white men, gathered at the courthouse, demanded that Mr. Brooks be lynched. Members of the mob broke into the courtroom, seized Mr. Brooks from the law enforcement officers. This was January 6th, before January 6th was January 6th. And this is sick. Tied a rope around his neck, threw him from the second floor window of the courthouse, fracturing his skull upon impact. A separate faction of the mob surrounded Mr. Brooks, kicking and beating him before dragging him several blocks to this intersection of Main and Ackert Streets. This is in Dallas. The brutal, lawless violence continued near the Elks Arch. I don't know where that's at, where Mr. Brooks was hanged from a telegraph pole in front of 5,000 onlookers. Now, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It ain't in me to do nothing like that. I mean, what is the history of black folks doing this? Huh? Where is the history? 5,000. It grew from 3,000 to 5. Photographs of Mr. Brooks' lynched body was widely circulated and probably sold. That's why you got them postcards. They made money off of the deaths. And attendees took piece of his clothing as souvenirs. Yeah, just get some of the evidence of the crime scene. Through several members of the mob, those several members gave newspaper interviews, no one was ever held responsible for the lynching of Allen Brooks. And never do. But anyway. That's pretty much the video. Let me see here. It's some more. It's just ongoing stuff. See, they put this stuff. Y'all do y'all own research on Operation Mockingbird. Well, the CIA is deliberately, let me see what they got, is deliberately trying to control what we see and what we hear. And if you got a phone, or you got television, you got any kind of electronics, just know that they in listening, taking pictures. Yeah, just know it. Just know that, okay? Let's see. Operation Mockingbird is an alleged CIA program to influence the press. So just using the logic and the facts that the CIA flooded black neighborhoods with crack and cocaine, it's not too far of a stretch to believe that they are not messing with the television. The FCC, federal communication, but nevertheless, wiretapping, and the feds ain't no more better. Just do your own research. The feds ain't no more better. They helped assassinate King, Malcolm X, and Fred Hampton. That's at least 3. Okay. But yeah, it was some textbook that was caught trying to rewrite. That's what they do. We shouldn't be surprised that they rewriting. We shouldn't be surprised that they rewriting history. That's what they did to the Bible. They practically just erase us off of it and put themselves there. Okay. But that's enough. I think that's it. Let me make sure I ain't skipped nothing. Yeah. Yeah, y'all just keep your eyes open. And hey, investigate everything, I say. Read Jubilees 49:14 will do. 10-4. Jubilees 29. Let me put it up on the screen so I can see it. I think I did put it up there. Let's see, Apocrypha. Jubilees 49:14. Oh, let me share my screen. Hold on. Get it together, huh? All right. 49:14. It's not in the Apocrypha. That's all right. I got a Bible that got it in there. I got one that got it in there. Let me see, can y'all see that? Jubilees 49:14. Y'all can't see that, can you? I don't think y'all can see that. Hold on. Let me share my whole screen. Entire screen. Okay, hold on. All right. Jubilees 49:14. If this don't work, I'll Google it. I just barely pull this Bible out here. Dear. Jubilees 49:14. All right. For this reason, Yahuwah commanded the children of Israel to observe the Passover. They got what they got doing? What they doing? They got you thinking that Easter is Passover. Easter is a pagan god of fertility, which is why you got rabbits. Rabbits multiply fast, and they got eggs. There's nothing biblical about eggs. There's nothing Passover about eggs. See, all right, Pesach, on the day of his fixed time, and they shall not break a bone thereof, for it is a feast. That's why not a bone was broken in the Messiah. Not one bone was broken. That's what the words say. Couldn't a lamb be? Not one bone was supposed to be broken in the lamb that was to be sacrificed during Passover. All right, and a day commanded, and there made no passing over from day to day, and month to month, but on the day of his feast it shall be observed. How you going to observe Pesach or Passover if you observing Easter? Huh? Let me show y'all, since we own that. Let me show y'all. Let me stop sharing. Let me show y'all Passover. Let me show you Easter in the Bible. How about that? Let me show y'all. Easter is in the Bible, but I'm gonna show you that they added to. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all while we on that. All right. Acts 12:4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in. This was Peter. Put him in prison, delivered him to be for 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Easter's in the Bible. Okay, let me show y'all what the translation said. Let me go to was it 12:4? Acts 12:4. Acts chapter 12, verse 4. All right. After the Passover. Reason why it reads like this because Hebrew reads this way. I mean, it reads the opposite of English. English reads this way, and Hebrew reads this way. I'll give you another Bible, the blue letter concordance, blue letter. How about that? Give you the blue letter so you can see it better. I know it's kind of hard to. When I first was looking at the concordance, I couldn't figure out nothing. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Okay, Acts 12:1. Let me see here. Acts 12:4. Okay. Acts 12:4. All right, now, and when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison, delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him intending after Easter. But you go to look up the word Easter, and it got Pesach up there. Pascha, Passover. See that? It's Passover. What was the first Passover, family? Hey, in the chat, when was the first Passover, family? Exodus. You put the blood on the doorpost, and the death angel is going to pass you by. All right? Are you accepted of the Messiah's blood, the sacrificial lamb? So the death angel, once you in the ground, you dead, can pass you by. Huh? Is the Messiah's blood, is it on the doorpost of your heart? So when you die, the death angel can't hold you. He going to have to pass you by. Only time will tell. These murderous, lying, thieving, and conniving heathens, hey, that's their problem. That's their problem. That's right. That is their problem. All right, family. If y'all ain't got no questions, I'm going to holler at y'all. Shalom.
Let your will be done. Not my will, but let your will be done. Not my will, but let your will be done. Not my will, but let your will be done.
And all my troops, no time for a truce, there's only time for truth. No room for fair or regular cares. Stand clear of civilian affairs.
When I think about your goodness, Yahshua, and what you've done for me, oh, I don't deserve anything you've done for me, and I don't deserve that you laid your life for me. Over and over, I let you down. Over and over, you stayed around. Unconditionally, you keep on loving me, loving me. That's why you are so holy. That's why you are holy. That's why you are holy. Oh yeah, you are holy. I'm calling you Yah the mighty. You are Yah the mighty. Heaven ain't going to heaven, You better watch your mouth when you're talking about who it is you reppin'. There are crazy people who seduce you for your soul. Everything that glitters don't always turn to gold. Whoa. Sometimes it's hard to believe when you're going through it. Trying to give my very best, so I'm trying to keep the faith. I know you got my back, I don't have to worry. You don't ever sleep, 'cause you are holy. You are holy. You are holy. You are holy. And your whole soul, Almighty. You are so beautiful.